State of New California. Notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, grievance number 45. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution under Article 4, Sections 3 and 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence, January 15th of 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, "We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for the continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity." First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free expression or exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Thursdays between 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Grievance number 35. Declaration of grievance statement of facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects various criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following. The United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. The Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuant thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound by thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding, as stated in the United States Constitution, Article 6. Also, First Amendment, United States Constitution, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. And violation of the 14th Amendment, United States Constitution, Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative of Congress or elector of a president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or additional officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof, the Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Order of the day. Ballot fraud. California violated election law. Mail-in ballots are invalid. Lawless California has now brazenly violated their own election laws. California has certified illegal ballots, and in so doing, the citizens of the new California state have been defrauded and disenfranchised, and so have other states in the Union. California's 55 illegal electoral votes must be decertified and discarded. From an article by Daniel Bobinski, republished from undercoverdc.com, California has been mostly absent from the discussion of election law violation, but new information reveals that wording legally required to be on its ballots was missing in direct violation of its own state law. This means that ballots should not have been cast or counted, yet California certified its ballots and thus illegally cast its electoral votes for Joe Biden. Let's be clear about something. Our nation's founders tried for years to work out their differences with England's King George. But George was a tyrant, and a war broke out that lasted 8 years. After that war, our founders avoided creating a government that was ruled by a man. They decided to be governed by laws. Unfortunately, we now have states ignoring their own state and federal election laws, and by disregarding these laws, their election results must be nullified. Either that, or we're no longer a country governed by laws. California violated its own election laws. In California state, the election code is titled Division 13, Ballots, Sample Ballots, and Voter Pamphlets. In Article 1 of this code, we find Election Code 13200, which reads as follows. Ballots not printed in accordance with the Chapter 3 shall not be cast nor counted as at any election. That's straightforward English. It's at a 9th grade rating level, so assuming California's election officials can understand it, here is one more time with emphasis. Ballots not printed in accordance with the Chapter 3 shall not be cast nor counted in any election. When we read a little further, we find Section 13205. Since we're talking about the election of a president and vice president, we'll look at the applicable subsection. 13205B. In elections, when electors of a president or vice president of the United States are to be chosen, there shall be placed upon the ballot, in addition to instruction to voters as provided in this chapter, an instruction as follows. To vote for all electors of a party, mark the voting target next to the names of the presidential and vice presidential candidates of that party. A mark of the voting target next to the name of the party and its presidential and vice presidential candidate is a vote for all the electors of that party, but no other candidates. In other words, by California law, the paragraph quoted was supposed to appear on all California ballots, and remember, according to Section 13200, ballots not printed in accordance with Chapter 3 shall not be cast nor counted in any election. And guess what? According to data collected by the American Independent Party in California, those words did not appear on ballots in 53 of California's 58 counties. In the remaining 5 counties, ballots required additional wording that is outlined in Election Code 12305C. Some of those counties' ballots included the wording from Section B, but ballots in all 5 of those counties were still missing the required wording from Section C. This means 100% of the California's voting was conducted in complete violation of its own state law. If the United States is to be a country governed by laws, none of the ballots from California should have been cast nor counted. It's right there in California's state code. Thus, all of California's ballots are invalid. They cannot be officially counted in the state's vote totals, and California's electoral college votes must be invalidated. Either we're a nation of laws or we're not. If states in our union are to be governed by laws and not lawless tyrants. To review, California's laws clearly state that certain instructions need to appear on presidential election ballots. Those instructions do not appear on California's ballots. California's laws clearly state that if the instructions do not appear, those ballots cannot be cast or printed or counted. Therefore, ballots from California cannot be cast nor counted. On January 6th, when electoral college votes are unsealed in our nation's capital, someone with integrity in the United States Congress needs to challenge California's 55 electoral votes as well as Pennsylvania's 20 electoral votes. If California and Pennsylvania's votes are not challenged and denied, we are no longer a nation governed by laws, but a nation ruled by tyrants who disregard the law. And if that happens, Americans will need to decide once again if that's the kind of government they want. A state of war exists between we the people of the United States and foreign and domestic enemies who are engaged in attempting to overthrow our elections and control public opinion through media racketeering and conspiracy right here in California. We the people are determined to stop the one-man rule of a pusillanimous Caribbean dictator whose words and actions are a great danger to all U.S. citizens living in California. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor-dictator, and a monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the United States Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness and insurrection and rebellion. On September 12, 2018, President Trump signed Executive Order 13848 and declared a national emergency pursuant to the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Then, on September 10, 2020, the national emergency declared on September 2018 was continued for 1 year beyond September 20th, 2020. Acts of California government in conjunction with the socialist state executive instituted wherever the current socialist government dictator has usurped power has actively engaged in acts of secession and have created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with intent to succeed from the United States of America to thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and our freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor-dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of an abdication of the responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California State. This concludes these proceedings.
GoPro, stop recording.